Good afternoon for those that are watching this video. My name is Brian from Rosario Engineering Dynamics, and today I'm going to show you how to prep any kind of product that we make, if it's going to be preppable or paintable. Now for the product that we have, there's a couple of ones that we're going to show you today. One of the primary ones, kind of the way I got started, was making these center caps back in like late 2018, just because I didn't want to make an existing center cap. They cost, $30 a center cap from Mitsubishi. So I started making these caps, and they started off with the Eagle caps. And when I started making them, obviously the easiest way to do it would have been FDM print. Now, as you can see, this is one of the first FDM print caps I did. Not the greatest, right? Quality is kind of lacking. You see a lot of layer lines. Even with some basic prep and paint, it doesn't look very, very attractive. So I still use FDM printers. I have many FDM printers, some hobby level, some a little bit better. But primarily I'm going to use those for prototyping. So as you can see, the red cap on the side, this red cap is purely for prototype. This is not a product that I would sell like this anymore. As you can see, it has a lot of layer lines and a lot of things that I don't really think is acceptable for like final. Just because the amount of time and prep you would do in this, it just wouldn't be worth it, right? Now, it's great for prototyping, right? And I do a lot of prototyping with these just because it's fast and easy. But as you can see, you get those layer lines that you really can't really take off. And if I were to get them as smooth as possible, it would take, a very, very long time to print this cap. So at the same time, I'm looking for production time, which will be a better quality for a customer, and it would take me quicker to produce these, so the turnaround time would be pretty fast for making them with the resin that I make them with. Now, as you can see here, these are two of the resin caps. The only difference is color. They're going to be ABS based caps. So you'll notice that with the ABS, it's going to be stronger, and you're not going to see as much layer lines. Now, it's going to be impossible when you're printing anything to get rid of most of the layer lines, but compared to FDM print, these are going to be substantially better. I mean, if for some of you guys that got the product prior in the last 3 years, you'll be able to notice that layer lines are pretty much not really existent, especially when you paint them. Now you'll get some kind of discoloration, but that's perfectly fine. When I'm cleaning these with isopropyl alcohol, they kind of leave some kind of film sometimes, and I try to do the best job to clean them up. But at the same time, it shouldn't really matter once you're going to be painting over this. So as you can see, there really isn't much of any layer lines, and the video kind of makes it hard to even pick that up. So that's going to be, in my opinion, the better product than any kind of FDM print could ever produce. Now, this next piece we're going to be showing you is going to be the one of two FD RX7 center caps they're going to be producing. And you're going to notice, like I said, there's going to be some discoloration on the black just due to the fact that I washed this with isopropyl alcohol to make sure that it's clean as possible for prep. That's not a big deal, just because we're going to be prepping this for paint, so it doesn't matter what they look like. Now, my customers aren't going to just put this on like this. It'd be kind of goofy. You can if you'd want, but the purpose is to get this painted and prepped as best as possible. Now, in my opinion, in order to get this prepped correctly, to make sure that the primer adheres, you can use something, maybe like 1500 grit sandpaper. I think the best thing to use would probably be emery cloth. That's going to be something really fine. And basically, the only thing you want to do is just make very fine scratches on the surface of this part, just to make sure that it adheres. Now, there are going to be spots you can't really get to within the cracks of the actual talon itself, and maybe between the letters. But the flat surfaces, you want to make sure that you can sand as best as possible. Now, if you follow me on the Facebook page, you guys will know that I already shot one without prep at all. I'm talking about zero prep. Shot it right over, and it actually came out pretty decent. Give or take some flaws, some dirt I left in here. This is something I did really quick. But for some of you guys that aren't familiar with painting, this is more than enough for what you guys are looking to put on your car. I just found a can of silver. Now, is this okay? Yeah, but some people are a little bit more particular with how their product looks, so the priming and the painting and the prepping would be the best route. Now, for some of you guys that are excited for the RX-7 cap, you guys will notice this is my new design. The clip design was somewhat difficult. I've been kind of playing around with the idea of doing this design after getting some Avantgarde wheels, and it works super, super great. Now, if you're interested in priming these, this is something that you can probably use. Rust-Oleum sandable primer or self-etching primer is perfectly fine. Whatever you feel is best for the product itself. Just something that holds up to the outside a little bit better than maybe your cheaper primers. Now, here's the FD wheel. So once you have your cap pretty much ready to go and prepped, you will install the O-ring that's provided with the actual the part itself that I'll be providing. And it's very simple. All you got to do is take the cap. You're going to feel it's going to grab. You're going to pop it in place. All right. And that's really it. I mean, this is not going to move. Some people are concerned regarding coming out. Many companies make caps with O-rings. I worked at Discount Tire for a long time, and it's pretty normal. So this is going to be a center cap that we're offering to compensate for the axle poke out when you're doing the FD swap wheel. And then for those that run spacers, I will also have a flat cap without that beveled edge. Some people don't really like that. I think it looks kind of cool. But regardless, I'll have some pricing out pretty soon, and we'll talk about shipping hopefully in the next week or so. Thank you all for watching the video. If you guys like what you see, please make sure you guys share the page at RE Dynamics. We will have a Facebook page to continue selling product. We will also be developing a lot more product for the Mercedes platform, DSM platform, Lexus platform, and whatever other car we get our hands on. We have introduced a couple new pieces to the arsenal. We do have a CNC machine now in-house, a couple extra printers that we'll be using for some smaller things, and we will soon be getting a 3D scanner. So a couple different projects in the mix, some exciting stuff that hasn't been produced yet as far as I'm concerned. So make sure if you guys have any questions, send us a DM on our Facebook page. And if you guys want to continue seeing product, make sure you guys are commenting on our stuff and liking our page. Thank you very much. Peace.